Hello, I'm Cloaked Games, and today I'm playing Think Ahead by Lee Mclafferty. I hope I pronounced that alright. And I'm just giving feedback in video form because I found that's the easiest way and gives you the most useful information just from watching someone else play a game. So I'm going to check the options first. We can toggle music. Does that actually work? Doesn't seem to turn off the music. Maybe these are just placeholders for now. Also, these should eventually be sliders, I'd guess, but I'll say that your audio balance is perfectly fine for a default setting. We'll click play, level 1. And I've been informed you click and drag these, and I messed around with it a little bit, and I have a couple critiques in that regard, and then we'll get on to the actual puzzle part of the game. First of all, if you just left click, they don't react at all, and which is why I didn't know I needed to click and drag. I would have said make them immediately become, well, yeah, there's the second problem, we'll get to that. When you drag them, they become smaller like this. I would have said do that as soon as you press down left click, so that I would have then known to drag them. And you can add a sound for picking up and not just releasing. That will also help. Now there's a couple issues as well. So when you drag them, you'll notice the original one stays there. I would make that invisible as soon as you pick it up, because if you place it here, it's going to move over there anyways. So right now it kind of looks like you're like cloning them or something, but maybe we'll have a spot where there's more than one. Anyways, that would be an improvement. And then there's a bug here where if you click and drag and release, you can't drag it anymore. The cursor just kind of vanishes. It's a little weird. And yeah, so now you're soft locked and have to restart. So those are all things to pay attention to. I think the clicking and dragging would be okay if it was better communicated just by interacting with the object. But as it was, I genuinely had no idea. Oh, and here's the compass rose. Good. I was wondering about that. There is an option to change the isometric view, which is good, and I'll try that at the end. But this should be okay with the compass rose to guide me. And I think I just want to say, hey, send the pig north. There we go. Nice, cute little jingle. Alright, level 2. Interesting. I'm not sure why I have been given so many extra pieces. I just need this, and then, oh wait. West. Yeah. That should be fine, right? Maybe... Okay, that's it, yeah. I'm not sure if adding more pieces makes it trickier or not. But just for teaching the mechanics, that level was fine. Okay, so here's a trickier Sokoban. It's definitely hard to see in the isometric view, so that's probably the way I want to go if I have the pieces for it. I'm going to go west, I'm going to go south. I'm going to go west again. I'm really bad at compass directions. I get east and west constantly mixed up. So that should go like this. Okay, so I want to check something on this level. Yeah, I couldn't have gone any other route. Also, I don't know if this is exactly Sokoban. I've been calling it that, but... Also, well, we'll see if it gets more complicated, but I'm going to point out that this kind of puzzle you can always just solve by going to the endpoint and tracing backwards like that. So we'll have to see if there's some levels with more than one solution or some more complex mechanics. Oh, I need to go back to the menu and pick my next level. That could be something you improve as well as... Oh, okay, well... Didn't unlock level 4 even though I did finish level 3. That's fine though. It would maybe be good if once you finish it, even if you restart, there's a go to next level button still. North, right? Oh, my cursor got off somehow. Don't know if that happened. Ah, so here we go. Here's a game mechanic. We got like a little barbecue pressure plate. I don't see where the mud's over here. I don't know what that does, so I guess I'm just gonna check what happens if I go west first. And then it stops. Can I just go east after this? Okay, so what's this thing here for? Oh. Interesting. Well, I just solved it 2 ways. I'm not sure whether you meant for the... Seems like you might have just... Like, the challenge of the puzzle is a little bit taken away if you don't even have to interact with all the objects. At least in the beginning of the game when you're trying to teach those mechanics to the player. Okay, so here's a more complicated one. And the green, that's different than the yellow one. I wonder what that does. And see, here's where I would have preferred if this was somewhere that I could interact with more easily than in this level. So that I could know what it does. That's going to stop me here. At this point, I'm really just having trouble, like, seeing where everything is. I should swap camera views. In fact, I'm going to do that now. It's even there. Oh, wait. That's different than what I thought it would do. Let me zoom in. That's good. I would maybe give you a... Well, I don't know if it works with the art style. I would much prefer this if it was not diagonal. I would prefer if it was just up, down, left, right, and I could just look at a top-down view or a 2.5D view. But that might just be personal preference. Okay, so let's go east, and then south, and then west. And then it's not going to stop there. Wait a minute. Oh, I bet it's this way. I don't even need to know which pressure plate does what. Oh, do you have to hit both? Oh, I should probably test that. Alright. I'm gonna bet that you have to hit both, because that makes sense. What's this extra barbecue is just gonna be turned off by one of these switches. East, west, south. So I'm gonna go this way and back this. Interesting. Well, okay, what happens here? Oh. Will I stop on the red tile? Ooh, okay, I can go here and hit that. Is that gonna rotate me? So then this green one must rotate me left. That's what this box is here for. I'm gonna hit this, go here, and then go this way. Oh, the blue and the red are telling me which switch is which. Okay, I was just blind. You did indicate that. I don't know if there's a better way, I just got confused. That's fine. Sometimes players just get confused and there's nothing you can do. Let's see. South. Then I'm just gonna go south again. Go east. And see what that green thing does. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's an intended solution that involved this stuff. Maybe there's a different solution. Let me investigate a little further. No. Like if I just go south, that one bounces me back. Oh, it rotates me. I guess maybe that's just to show me that it will rotate. What do the colors mean? Oh, are they referring to which direction they'll send you? Oh. Okay, I see. The green one will make me go north. The yellow one... what? I don't know. The yellow one does. It's not... doesn't match any of these. Is it orange? It's just gonna send me east? That's what it did, right? Also, I would have expected it to send me along this line, not one up. Anyway, I can... well, I don't know. The game designer knows, and hopefully my confusion will give you an idea of what you can communicate more clearly. You mentioned to me, because I asked the developer about the controls that you wanted to do without a tutorial. I think you can totally get away with that in this game. It seems pretty simple. Just a lot about the conveyance through the UI and the way that the game interacts with the controls. So let me solve it. Let me try one more time to solve it in a different way. Doesn't help me, right? Because, I don't know, I can go south. I can go west, and then I'm just going to hit this. I don't know. I don't know what this switch is here for. Okay. Well, that's that. South. East. No, not east. Can I send them back? Oh, I can. Very good. So I just want to go south again. And then I want to go east. That's my solution. Yeah, because like this one, you land on the switch and it sends you up that way. This one, you hit before it and rotate. I don't know what the inconsistency there is about. But yeah, there we go. That was this game. I think the gameplay flow is all good. I just say the one option is the being able to go to the next level once you cleared it, even if you didn't actually click the next on the level itself. I'm a little confused about like the actual level design. Like I mentioned, like, is this just a red herring? Like, you can do puzzle design where there's just like extra components designed to confuse you, but it's not. That's the kind of technique you want to employ. How do I explain it? Like, it needs to have a good impact. If it's obvious that it's a red herring, then it doesn't work. And also, if the only trick to the puzzle is figuring out which things are red herrings, then you've kind of just made a surface level game, right? Like I mentioned at the beginning, I can solve this puzzle backwards too. I knew I couldn't go this way because there was no way for me to hit the mud. So I knew this had to turn me left because that was the only way that the puzzle would actually be solvable. I might be wrong, in which case, touche, but in the meantime, I could track this. Yeah, this kind of puzzle just inherently doesn't have that much depth. You've done some with these rotating tiles and these switches. I definitely say build on that more and iterate a lot more on your puzzles to try to make them have some kind of catch to them, some kind of aspect that you have to understand about it, and also make sure that all of your new mechanics are demonstrated in a clear way in a previous puzzle level, so that you can see the mechanic first, and then on another level it'll get more complex, and you might need to require those mechanics. And then general things just about like the UI and the controls. In general, it's totally fine. The drag and drop thing tripped me up, but that's something that's totally addressable, just making a couple changes. The board itself is a little hard to read because of the isometric view. It looks better this way, but a top-down view would be substantially easier to understand what's happening. And I would say maybe even like make the art a little bit more simplistic. Like the pig is perfect, but then these crates, I feel like they're fine. It's fine. The art is fine. I'm not one to critique art. I'm not an artist. And that's something you're always going to iterate. I will say the grass is quite excellent. That stood out to me. But yeah, like these tiles, not entirely sure on first glance what they're supposed to do. I would avoid also doing too much color coding of stuff. Like, so these are all compass directions, right? They're different colors, but remember someone with red-green colorblind is going to have to look at the S and N, which is totally fine. They can see the S and N, so you're good there. You can't on these ones. First of all, that's a problem. Second of all, you have an opportunity here to actually mark the direction also on the tile. So put the N, the north one labeled here, the south one labeled here, the east one labeled here. Oh, another thing, and then they'll be just more clear for everybody. You have the colors and the different symbols and the different letters, all keeping them apart. And in that regard, I think again with the red herrings, I'm a little confused why I've been given so many tiles. Right? I think it would be more interesting. Like, here's an example puzzle you could do in this game. Perhaps something like, You know, there's a few different. Let's go back and look at the third level. I think this one. Yeah. So here you have almost done it, but not quite. So this one's off misaligned. So if you tried to go up, or if you try to go this way, this way, this way, you'll just miss the mud, right? So obviously you have to take the south path. So that's demonstrating that you understand how the pig moves. But a variation on this puzzle would be move this block here so it's symmetrical, and then give me only enough cardinal directions to take one of the routes. Better yet, make those routes instead of symmetrical, just very different routes, or give me 3 or 4 potential routes where only one of them do I have the right sets of directions for. And then at least you're kind of doing a more of a process of elimination where you're thinking ahead about your routes. Right now, I haven't had much trouble thinking ahead, despite that being the name of the game, because I've been given all the pieces I need, and there aren't really that many options. But yeah, don't take any of that too harshly. Obviously, this is a really early version, and you're going to keep working on new levels now if you want to expand the game. And I think that what you definitely have down is the gameplay flow, and the presentation is all totally put together. You're at a point, I'd say, where you can totally just start making levels. And my advice for that would be make a lot of them, get more player feedback. If you want to message me, I can take a look at some of them. And iterate a lot, because the problem with puzzle design is so hard. But puzzle design, it's hard to have like a process that's guaranteed to produce a good puzzle. It's more about generating a puzzle somehow out of your brain and then testing it to see if it's a good puzzle. And sometimes you just got to scrap them entirely. And so my advice is make a lot of puzzles, get players to test them yourself, evaluate all the potential solutions, see if any of them seem especially clever, pick the 10% that are really good, and then sort them by difficulty at the very end. That would be my general advice for puzzle design, but please take that with a huge grain of salt, because puzzle design is just a strange and mysterious beast. And I don't think even the best puzzle designers have a single clue what they're doing with that. So, good luck. And yeah, that's this game. The link is in the description. For now, this video is unlisted, but if the designer would like me to, I can publish it, and then maybe some other folks who are watching can take a look and see if they find any other bits of advice. Or just leave a nice encouraging message, because making games is hard, and we all need a little bit of encouragement. So yeah, that's all. Have a nice day.